What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out our league. If you are here watching this video, then that means that you've applied to be a part of the OMFL, the OMFL2, or even the OMFL Coach League. I am the founder and commissioner of the OMFL and the Grown Folks Online community, and I'm excited to share with you a little bit today about who we are and what we are. And so what these videos are going to be about are the different FPR that we have and kind of the heart behind why we do them. And so first and foremost, let's get you over. If you have clicked this, then you've been to the new member quiz. Here's how this kind of works. If you're having any trouble with it, you apply, you register. It's going to email you after you register your password reset link. You reset your link, and then you're able to log in. You'll click the link that'll bring you to the new member packet. That packet will tell you about 6 or 7 different steps, one of which is the new member quiz. And so you click that, it brings you here to the quiz that asks you a couple of different questions, 3 each, from the different segments that we have in the OMFL with our different FPR. So we do not say SIM, we say FPR. We were kind of part of that generation in the PC days that created SIM. We understand what it means. We fully support what SIM is, but we've moved away from it for a variety of different reasons, and now we use FPR, Fair Play Rules, because that's what we're about. We're about community and content over competition, even in the playing field. And so guys who are really good at the sticks can win here, but guys who are really good at play calling and GM ability, they can win here because the playing field is even and everybody has a fair shot. So here today, let me cover the very first one with you. We're going to cover the FPR for the general league settings and operations. You have to excuse my voice. This is like my 10th video today. Take a quick sip of water. We're doing videos galore. But here at the general FPR, you're going to have 3 questions right here. The 3 questions are going to be, how do you go about scheduling your game, when, where, how must every game, or what must be submitted after every game, and what must your Twitch be set on in the OMFL. Those are going to be your 3 questions that come here. This is the old video that we have. Of course, we're making a new video that will go up right after this is over. First and foremost, this video really is to tell you the heart of the reason that we have these rules. Now, we want you to read them, but if you can't read them, I've created this video to help you with that. First thing is respect here in the OMFL. We truly are about community and content over competition. The Grown Folks Online community is just that. It is for grown folks, 18 and over people. And so we're looking for people who can treat themselves as grown folks and treat each other as adults. You're expected to assume the best intentions here, not the worst intentions, and you're expected to have enough self-awareness of when you've had a long day, a bad day, a rough day, or things are just going for the worst, that you can log off, let it rest, and come back later. We expect you to treat each other with respect, even in PMs, but especially in the main chat room, and handle your business like an adult. Don't publicly bash anybody and try to cover it up with, I'm just joking. That's just not cool here. If you know somebody and you make a real joke, that's fine, but don't do that. No running of the score up, no poor sportsmanship. And at the end of the day, we have the right to remove anybody who breaks this disrespectful rule. We just expect guys to be nice or to leave. Here's another thing that was added. Saying good game long before the game is over is lame. And it makes the other guy feel like he's doing something that he's not. He backs off. You keep playing. You come. It's lame. Don't do it. When the game's over, then you can say good game. Until then, don't do it. At the end of the day, just don't do it. Even if the game is over for you and you're not going to try anymore, don't do it because you're making the other guy feel like he's done something wrong. Our chat, Discord, has a lot of different codes in it, so you can find things very easy. It really is at your fingertips. Type in !help. You can find all the different codes. We've made it super simple. Just don't message each other at all during the game unless a rule is blatantly broken. And then you can also message a commissioner after the game is over so that we can help you with it. You must submit your feedback forms every game. After the game is over, you can submit your feedback forms. It's a super easy thing. We ask, who are you? Who'd you play? A certain format for that. What was the score of the game? Where's the link to the game? We ask you to put it on our YouTube page if you can, because Twitch videos only stay up for 14 days. how was their connection, how was the overall game experience, how was their offensive FPR, how was their offensive gameplay, how was their defensive FPR, how was their defensive gameplay. That has to be submitted every single game. We add up the averages. We give every owner their average. It's put out in public display so everybody can see everyone's averages. We need your ultimate truth here so that we can really get to the heart of issues before they become an issue. When you're at large leads, back off. Know when the game is over. You know when a game is not over and when a game is over. If the game's over, back off. No showboating. So don't hit the showboat button and do the highest step and the hand behind it. Don't do that. It rubs people wrong. It's just not the kind of league we are. Just don't showboat. It's not worth it. And know when you have to back off. You know when Madden's turned against somebody and Madden may turn against you. Keep it classy. Know when to hit the brakes. Just know. You know. Everyone knows when it's enough. Here's the core values of who we are. Brotherhood over championships. Our community has to be number one over winning. Feedback for all community members. This includes board members. Sharing feedback, receiving feedback. You got to do what's best for the community. Leave your agendas at the door. Be passionate, but be willing to set your idea aside if it's not accepted. We give owners an opportunity to give us their feedback at the end of every season. Possible rule changes, tweaks, league submissions of things that you'd like to see changed. But if we decide not to accept your idea, doesn't mean we don't accept you. Set the idea off. Bring it back the next off season. Strategic gameplay from every owner into a higher standard for board members. Constant communication. This means not only to schedule your games, to play your games. If you need time off, there's a out-of-town thread. You need to communicate with us. We're grown men. We don't need to chase you down to find out what you're doing about a video game. And as board members, we do more so that you can experience more as an owner. And we assume the best and not the worst of every owner in every situation. These are the core values of who we are and what is expected from everybody who becomes a part of our community, and especially board members. Conflict management. It's not easy to manage conflict. Not everybody here is going to get along. You go to that person, you have an adult conversation. There's no reason to cuss each other out or name call or any stupid petty stuff like that. You're a grown-up. Act and carry yourself better. If the issue still is not resolved, then you need to add me into the mix. And then if it's still not resolved, we'll take additional steps to get it resolved. The OMFL is old-fashioned in the way that we handle forums. Everyone is expected to use forums, know how to use forums, and be on the forums. That is how you schedule every game. We show you the proper way to schedule games. That needs to happen 24 hours in advance. You need to give the times and the dates of when you're free, not just, hey, I'm scheduling my game, when are you free? That's not a schedule. Tell us when your schedule is. You're expected to be on those at least once a day unless your life just doesn't allow for it. Here in the OMFL, again, we have FPR, fair play rules, so that we can have strategic league play. Not everything that you see on Sundays can be simulated in Madden. At the end of the day, it's a video game that can be broken and figured out, and we want to have players who outthink their opponent, not out-button mash their opponent or quicker at the sticks. There's a place for that, but we mesh the two so that you can have really strategic gameplay and use your skills to a point. We list all the different forums that you can have here. We have a central hub forum, game time forum, waiver wire, trades, trade block, and then a media forum where you can see all the different media that is created here. The nice thing is with our new website, we actually have a video that shows you how to create content. As you create the content, how to post that content to the front page of the website. And with just one click of a button, it will automatically post that to whatever forum you want to post that on. And it gets you exactly where you want to go so that all of your nice content is able to be out there. Game scheduling each week is 72 hours in length, 3 days. Unless games are played, then we will advance early. Scheduling in the forums is mandatory. We give you a chat, plus you can PM each other. That's fine. Not saying you can't do that, but something must be communicated on the forums. That is all we go by. If we have to simulate a game or give a CPU game, we need to look at the forums. We're not looking at PMs. We're not looking at the scheduling chat. We are only looking at forums that must be done within 24 hours or we start simulating games. If a game is scheduled in chat one owner has to post that so that everyone knows when that game is supposed to be done. Give us specific times. Try not to change those even 30 minutes before that time. If something happens, and it happens, it's happened to me, communicate, but try to stick to the times that you set. We're all adults. Nobody's sitting around with their hands in their pockets with nothing to do. Use PSN, use the owner information, use the chat, use everything at your disposal. Just make sure that you get posted where it needs to be. Our difficulties right now, this is Madden 17. This may change in Madden 18, but we're an all-pro with sliders. The reason we're not an all-Madden league is because All-Madden in the recent Maddens has made every player Superman, including lower-rated players. We personally feel that all-pro with greatly reduced sliders, that means sliders that really change the gameplay, give us the most realistic play where settings, player attributes, and GMing abilities really matter, but we're always open to changing that, and we will play the new game to decide. Quarter length is 10 minutes for Madden 17. Again, it may feel different, play different in Madden 18 with Excel clock to 17 seconds. That is to keep players from making 100 different changes before the play. We just want 1 or 2 changes and not every play. Game speed is at normal. Create a coach mode is in effect, so you must create a coach to join the league. Everyone starts at the same level. No real-life coaches. Custom playbooks may be created and used, but you may not use banned formations or banned plays or money plays. If you're found to be using money playbooks, then you'll be removed from the league immediately. Or even if there's a question around if it is or if it isn't, if you go start running a playbook with only shotgun plays or only bunch formations, that's going to be a problem. We'll get to that in the offensive FPR, but you need to use a realistic playbook. These playbooks are not allowed to use. These are not custom playbooks. These are just regular playbooks. Pistol, run and gun, run and shoot. These playbooks just have formations and a limited amount of plays that make our FPR not allow those. You must have show previous play option on. You must have on-field visual feedback on. You must have ball carrier special moves set to manual. These are settings that you have to set and that we will check as we move on. But those things must be set to have even fair gameplay. Another one which is in discussion that you may need to read the rules because this video is coming out before Madden 18 drops. That will be precision passing. It looks like as of right now, that will not be allowed. That will be an option that must be not used in game. But again, read the rules and just brush up and make sure that has or has not been allowed. When you are faced with a CPU game, you have 3 options. Option 1, play it as a regular game. You must stream it and you must announce that you're playing the CPU and you get 1 shot. If there are multiple starts, my apologies, if there are multiple starts, that's going to be an issue that will have us remove you from the league. It must be 1 start. It must be streamed. It must be announced. Option 2 is play the moments. You are allowed to just play the moments and have a quicker CPU game. Option 3, injuries off, straight sim. What happens, happens. And you need to let the scheduling and the commissioner guy both know that that is the options that you choose. Twitch or YouTube. Sorry, I have a cough drop in my mouth and it's bothering me. All owners must use Twitch or YouTube. If you use Twitch, you must have your archive set to broadcast. We have a link here that shows you how to do that. It cannot be done on a phone. It must be done on a computer. Use your in-game built share button to share to YouTube or Twitch. You must share that information with us so that we can broadcast it to the entire league. 1 player must agree to stream every game. I apologize. We encourage that to be the home team, but in some instances that may not be possible. Guys may be traveling. They may have bad internet. In those cases, we ask that the visiting team do stream, but every game must be streamed. It can only be taken down if the connection is just too bad. You must communicate and know who is streaming that game. And Twitch also has a function which will bring your Twitch streams automatically to YouTube. That is personally how I do it, and we show you exactly how to do that step by step. But make sure that you share that with us. Quitting games is never allowed, no matter what. There are no instances which that is allowed. Maybe some special circumstance, but rarely is that ever been an issue. You must finish your game and then take the steps that you need to take after that. If you quit during the game, you will put yourself up for automatic removal, no questions asked. If there's a major issue during the game, you may pause and conversate that out. But other than that, you must finish the game, submit your FPR, let the commissioner know, and then we'll take steps. Disconnects. We do not carry over scores. There is no perfect way to answer the issue of disconnects. We're doing our very best, and this is how we do it. A screenshot of your disconnect must be taken on both sides immediately. You must share that screenshot with each other to show that somebody didn't unplug or didn't quit. You show with a screenshot. If you do not have a screenshot, again, you're putting yourself up for immediate removal. Take a picture. If you disconnect in the first half of a game, you do not carry over the scores. You do not replay to the score. You do not recreate stats. 0-0, start over. If you disconnect in the third quarter, if one of those teams is up by 28 more points or more, then that team will automatically receive the win unless they decide to replay. If the game is decided to replay and the losing team does not concede, it is a 0-0 restart. Fourth quarter, it's 21 points. 2 minutes or less in the game, it's 15 points. If it's less than that or anything like that, then you must start over 0-0 unless the losing team concedes. If there's 1 minute less, it's 11 points. If it's into overtime, then you just play as if you started over at overtime 0-0. First team to score, or using overtime rules, if a team scores a field goal, the other team gets a shot. If a team scores a touchdown, the game's over. You can quit. We will simulate the game unless you guys decide to play all over again. Make sure you check those out and that you understand the rules. If an owner has a rules violation take place, it is that owner's responsibility to submit the gameplay footage with the timestamps, which means you watched the game, you wrote the time that the infraction happened, and you submitted it. Do not be nitpicky. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for good gameplay. If a guy made one small mistake in a game, there's no reason to hit him for that. If he has major mistakes, lots of them, or breaks a major rule, then we need you to submit that. We have board members here. Here are the board members. Dwayne is over player management. You can see what he's responsible for. Hude is over awards and history. You can see what he's responsible for. Chaotic is over coach management. He mainly watches FPR and game film. Dawson is over communication, so scheduling is going to be Dawson. Maniac handles our systems, and then I'm doing everything else, and I actually oversee all those positions and help where needed. If you edit your player, please do not change their name and do not change their number to something that the NFL does not allow. If you do not know what that is, we give you a link there. Please adjust accordingly. We just not are looking to have some weird zeros and ones all over the place, leather helmets, and names to hit real Madden names. We're just not real player names. We're just not looking for any of that. Keep it realistic. Feedback forms are required. We give you a link. Please submit them every single game. It's a good practice to remind the other gentlemen that you're playing, hey, please don't forget to submit your feedback form. Again, that will affect your ownership here if your numbers are low every single season. Owner assist strategy. Starting in season 1, we started this new FPR violations. And so when you have a violation on your FPR feedback, Chaotic will follow up with you. If it continues to happen, you will be moved to the first stage. He will have a conversation about what needs to change. If it happens again and continues to happen, you'll be moved to the second stage, where Chaotic will do spot checks periodically throughout your games to make sure that those issues were resolved. Third stage means you will be put up for removal of the league, and at the end of the day, that is my decision. Once the season's over, you start that process all over again. No matter what stage you're at, you're back to stage 0, and you start off with a clean slate. We're not looking to ride guys about their FPR. We're just looking to have good, fair play games being done. So that's a look at the general FPR. Make sure that you go and watch the rest of our videos if you're into that. Next, we'll cover the FPR for the offense, and then we'll move on to the rest. Thank you again for applying for our league and for checking us out. We will see you on the field.